Hello. Welcome to the Ready, Set, Talk show. Thank you for joining us this evening where we talk about real issues affecting real people in real life. This month is February and it's our love month, so we always think about relationships and love. So tonight we're excited to have this wonderful couple that we're going to interview and ask some great questions and share some information that we know is going to be funny because they're a funny couple. It's going to be helpful and we're just going to enjoy the moment of interviewing them. Our couple tonight are pastors Todd Lisa and Vanda Vereen. They are the pastors of Victory in Your Praise Outreach Center in Ludowici, Georgia. So we are excited to have them. They are the parents of 3 children and 6 grandchildren. So they have a house that's full of love. So I think they're going to be able to share a lot with us tonight. So sit back, enjoy. Let's just have a good time watching Ready, Set, Talk. Thank you for joining us tonight, Pastors Vereen. I'm so excited about you being here. Yes. So let's talk about, when I met you guys on the Zoom, I talked about your energy and how real it seemed to be, and you guys seem to be connected. Tell me about that energy. What do you think makes you so connected? What do you think makes that energy so real?
First, we decided that friends, you have to have that friendship, because even with the relationship, you have to have that friendship. So more than anything, he's my best friend. So with him being my best friend, I'm able to share, and we're able to just have a good time with each other. Mm-hmm. So, and then with him being in the military, being able to just us when we would travel and be out of place from home, it'd be just us. So just having that and then that connection.
What kind of connection? That kind of connection right there. And that's what it's all about. Just having fun. Being with her every day, not wanting to be separate, being separated from her. And I think the hardest time was the 18 months that we were separated when I was in the military, being deployed. And just knowing every time we were around each other, we're going to make each other laugh and have fun.
Wonderful. So, that's what a relationship should be about, yes. Laughing and having fun. Yes. I heard you mention that the military. So how did you guys meet? Were you in the military together?
No. I was in the military and we met.
After we got married, I was also in the military.
Okay. But you didn't wear the boots. But, okay. But I was in the military, and we met at Fort Stewart. Okay. At Popeyes, at Fort Stewart, Georgia. And when I first saw her, I was like, "Wow, she's." And she chased me down.
That's not the story.
That's not okay. I'm gonna go back to the story.
So we got more than one story.
But probably about after a month or so, after the first time I saw her, probably about a month or so, then that's when we actually went on a date for the first time.
He searched me down. He kept asking who I was, yes. And that's how we came back together. Because that day when I saw him, I really didn't pay any attention to him, but he searched me down, and here we are still.
And how many years has it been?
Tell baby.
27.
27 years.
Yes.
So you knew when you were searching her down, you knew what you were getting, and you were ready to go for it.
Yes, ready.
Wonderful. What makes your relationship work?
I think communication is one of the biggest things with our relationship, and just being honest with each other. And now, if we're gonna be honest, in the early years we didn't have that.
Okay.
But here in the latter part of the years, first and foremost was God.
Okay.
When I got saved, it took our relationship to a whole nother level of being able to talk out our problems versus I'm going to the Holiday Inn and wasting my money on nights when I didn't have to, and getting into arguments and all that kind of stuff. So I think God being in the forefront of our relationship has definitely been a blessing.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to get a little nosy.
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us about a situation where you actually had to work through it and you worked through it the wrong way? We always talk about we talk about the good.
Mm-hmm.
We love the good. We can tolerate the bad, but we really run from the ugly.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's in the ugly places that we start to find healing.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes people see relationships and they look happy and they don't realize that there was a point when we did it wrong.
Right.
And so I want to, people to know that, yeah, they're doing it right now,
Mm-hmm.
but they had some moments when they did it wrong. Let's keep it what it is.
Yeah.
So do you mind sharing, a situation where you didn't do it right?
I mean, it was plenty of times.
Oh, yeah.
There was plenty of times I was like, I'm packing my stuff up and I'm leaving and never packed anything. But it came down, a couple of it was with the children.
Mm-hmm.
When you have the children, and we have we have a total of 3, but the older 2, he's not the biological father. So it came to the children.
You gonna tell them on TV I'm not the daddy?
So it came.
I am the daddy.
So it came to the children where, because he wasn't the biological father, I took on and would go behind him to comfort them when he would get on to them. So that took a lot out of us, because it was like I was playing both fields. So I had to play, get the children calm, and then also make sure that he was still in that place, and it caused confusion. It caused us to go back and forth, and both of us ready to just throw in the towel, because now the kids are my half the kids were involved.
I agree.
Okay, so you guys mentioned a real big topic in a lot of families, blended families. How were your kids when you married your husband?
2 and 1.
Yeah. So you're dad.
I'm dad. That's why I said you gonna tell these people.
That's all they call him. They call him dad. So it's never anything. Well, now they're older. My daughter still say dad, but the boys say pop.
Yeah.
So
let me ask you this: in your relationship, once the boys got older, did they know that you weren't their biological father, and that caused problems with them? Were they resistant?
No, I mean my middle son knew from the beginning that I wasn't his biological father, and like I said, to today, it's always, and we always joke about it. Everybody in the family jokes about it. They say, well, the truth is gonna come out that one day I am your daddy. But it's a joke. But he knows, we know, and I don't think it stopped anything at all. And I've been very blessed to not have to experience that part of going back and forth. But now today he has a good relationship with his father, biological father, and actually I have a good relationship with his father and with my daughter's father also. So I don't think it's no issue. They never had an issue with it at all.
No, it was never an issue. I think it even made it better, because Venda never took one over the other.
Right.
So they were always our children, or his, these are my kids. Even when he would, signed them up on his dears, he put his children, he had to go back and change it to stepchildren, but they were never step children in his eyes.
Okay.
And that actually came from my mom. She taught me that when I first met my beautiful wife, and she knew that she had 2 kids, and she sat me down and said, okay, if something was to ever happen, you don't ever want, since you're in their life, you don't ever want to not be in their life. And ever since that day, I was like, okay, you know what? If we're going forth in this, then they're gonna be my son and my daughter.
Right.
So it was never an issue.
Wonderful, because blended families can be kind of difficult.
It could.
So sometimes it takes very careful maneuvering, to bring people together. But I also wanted to go back to something you said about the biological fathers. Was there an issue with that that you guys had to work through?
We definitely, we were young, young men, and we had a lot of testosterone that we had to work through. But like I said, the latter years, much better. I mean, the only thing I dislike about him, he's a Washington Redskin fan.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, that's the only thing. We text each other. And when you can have a relationship, when you can actually text, and he has my number and I have his number, and we just joke with each other. I'm a Cowboy fan, and it's all good. And because we know at the end of the day, it's about them and not us and the grandchildren. So.
Cowboys fan, this interview is over.
Come on. How about them Cowboys?
No. We don't do Cowboys. So what was it about your relationship? Like now, you talked about not being saved before, and now that Christ is the center of your relationship, what is it that you like about each other now? Do you spend time finding, what do I like about this person? Are you constantly exploring that, or do you just go with the flow?
We've been in it so long. I think
Yeah.
it's just now just going with the flow.
Mhm.
It's like we're so much a part of each other
Mhm.
that if we're not together, it's like it's awkward. It's not sitting
Mhm.
right. Just we're
I hope you enjoyed that moment in Black history, and welcome back to Ready, Set, Talk as we are interviewing Pastors Vereen tonight. So excited to talk about their relationship so that we can hear some good, bad, and ugly stuff and hopefully make a difference in your relationship. So I'm nosy, so I ask a lot of questions. My profession, I get to get into people's business. So let me ask you this. What is it that you love about your wife? If you had to talk about her today and say, this is what makes me sure that I love this woman, my relationship with her is solid and I don't need anything else, what would it be?
Definitely for me, not in the beginning, but definitely now, is her prayer life. Because if it wasn't for her prayer life, we wouldn't even be having this interview right now.
Wow.
Just to be honest, with you. And just the love that her genuine love that she has for people. She has a sweetheart, and she will do anything for you. And I think that's just the thing. But in the beginning was her confidence, her smile, her beauty, and just the love of her kids. In the beginning, when I first met her, with the love of her kids,
right.
I was like, okay, well, wow, she really genuinely loves her kids and take care of the kids. So that was a turn on to me. But like I said, now it was definitely a prayer life. That's what it is for me.
I like how you were able to look in her eyes and say that. You didn't look away or look at me. You were looking at her saying, this is what makes me love my wife, her prayer life, so you were looking at her. That's great. What do you do when you get upset with her? How do you get out of that place?
That's funny. As far as arguments now, I think it's more comical than anything, because I don't think we know how to argue. Now before, oh, it was some choice words, but now we look at each other and we say, okay, well, I don't like this, I don't like that, and then we'll sit there, and the next thing you know, I'll come back and say, well, okay, we talk about it more, and I don't believe we haven't had a good one in a while, but like I said, it's more comical of an argument than anything else. But now, before it was some interesting, and that's what I said. Holiday Inn. I should have some shares in Holiday Inn.
So I take it that you used to go to the Holiday Inn.
I did.
Oh,
I did.
okay.
I was the one that ran. But like I said, now it's more of and we have a joke also that we have twin beds in the house, so we're not going nowhere. We're just gonna be those two old people that still touch each other in the twin bed, but we upset with each other. But, that's how it is now.
Well, it's wonderful. Same question for you, madam. What is it about this man?
Yes. All of this man.
He has always been supportive. That's one of the things. And then when it came to the children, there was always support for the children. It was never a no. If I would go to him for anything, it was never a no. He is definitely a provider. He makes sure that we're taken care of. Now it's just me, so he makes sure that I am taken care of. He is my number one fan. He supports everything that I want to do. So there's no nothing bad about that. But just him personally, he just makes me feel good. He just it's not the to go into the sexual part of it, just to be with him and just to know that he's coming home to me, and when he calls and just to hear his voice, it just makes me feel good. It just feels right.
She said, he's coming home to me.
Yes.
But in the beginning, like you said in the beginning, I was the one that, my mouth was awful.
Mm-hmm.
So in the beginning, it was just, I just wanted, you're going to listen to what I have to say, and
Mm-hmm.
you're going to listen to all of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be the one that go off, and he'd be like, we're not about to do this. And then I go back like it's nothing. It's like, you just act up on me. Now you want to come back like it's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But now, like I said, we're over that. We've grown into each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that 7-year itch, as they said, I was like, plenty of times, pack up, let's go.
So the 7-year itch is gone.
Gone. 27 years.
That's
27 years.
Yes.
Absolutely awesome. Tell me about parenting as a couple.
I think I'm the more of the disciplinary. But when it comes to my daughter, which she's the oldest, I don't think she never had a spanking.
Let the boys tell it. She's never been disciplined.
Never.
Really?
But you know, but I think I am the discipline more and more the talker.
Mm-hmm.
I can get you in the room and talk to you for about an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. When I got saved, my middle son, he was like, "Well, Daddy, that's all you got is God. Why you keep talking about God?" I said, "Well, son, that's all I got for you." Like, he said, No, I want to hear all that. And we just kept talking. I said, "Okay, just wearing them down. But now it's more her."
It's not me.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I think with him being the disciplinary one, because like I said, the older two wasn't his. So I always wanted to make sure that they weren't feeling a type of way. And even with my baby, because I didn't grow up with my mom, I was the good baby. I was the good child. So I didn't get discipline. So I didn't want that to fall onto my children. But then the older they got, I knew that it was needed. And then once Vander would be gone, I had no other choice but to discipline. With him being in the military, and we would go places. And now him, you know, wives said that, you know, I can't make it because my husband's gone. I can't handle the kids. So I was like, oh no, I can't do that. I have to go up and get him. So then it came to me being the one that was able to discipline.
All right, wonderful. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Ready, Set, Talk, where we are interviewing Pastor Vereens. We're so excited about their conversation. If you have been watching, you can tell that their energy is real, that they are connected, and that energy is not an energy they are putting on just for the cameras. I believe it is really that way in their relationship. We even had a comment that says, yes, you can see the love they have for each other. So that's great. You know, that somebody that's not even in the room can sense that what you have is genuine. But I want to get even a little more personal this round.
Okay.
You ready, babe?
You ready? You ready? So you mentioned something, Pastor Tatlisa, about the sex in the relationship. And sometimes in Christian couples, I think we don't talk about sex enough, but it's ordained by God, especially in the context of your marriage. Tell me, how do you guys keep that part of your relationship alive and vibrant?
You don't have to finish that question.
Look, you see, I got to talk a little bit.
You don't have to finish that.
tell me about that in your relationship.
I mean, you still have to date.
Yes.
You still have to make time for each other,
Mhm.
whether you have kids in the home or not. You
Mhm.
still have to make time. I don't work. God allowed me to come off the job, so Vanna goes to work. And with him coming home, I try to make sure when he come home that I'm not still looking a hot mess.
Still
You know,
look
because
good, girl.
sometimes we get in that and we're home, we don't want to, fix ourselves up.
Mhm.
So I keep that part as well going. And like I said, the date time, being able to date. And like I said, we've been together so long, so it's just natural now.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely dating.
Mhm.
And a little earlier, like you said, when she said something, I said, okay,
Mhm.
that's the role. I was about to leave the talk show, and I thought it was that time, but it wasn't that time. But
Mhm.
it's definitely just the energy of being connected to each other, definitely knowing each other.
Mhm.
And I know when I do come home and she's not, I look and get when she's looking still beautiful.
Mhm.
I know that's not the moment,
Uh-huh.
but it's all about me taking her, still whining and dining her per
Mhm.
se,
Mhm.
and dating her
Mhm.
just as I did on every Friday night when I first met her.
Mm.
Bringing her to my castle, my barracks room
Mhm.
every Friday night.
Uh-huh.
So it's just the dating part.
Mhm.
Definitely the dating. You have to.
Wonderful. How often do y'all date?
Well, at least now since the ministry, it used to be we used to go to Jacksonville
Mhm.
almost every weekend.
Mhm.
It was gone. But now since the beginning of the ministry, it kind of slowed down. So it's still at least about once or twice a month,
Mhm.
within a month.
But yeah, it's just us at home, so it's still.
We're dating every night.
So it's
Oh,
just
okay.
us
at the house.
It's just us, and we still, even when our kids was little, we would sit at the dinner table together.
Mhm.
So even now that it's us, we still sit at the table together, and that way we're able to wind down and talk. How was your day, and go over there, and then from there, like I said, there's nobody there. We just lock up the house and go to
6
the room,
o'clock.
and
Mhm.
we're still just have that time for each other. So we're
Mhm.
able to still communicate and find out how your day was, what was wrong in it, what could be better, and we just go from there.
Mhm. So y'all still feel the fire for each
Oh
other.
yes, it's
Relations?
definitely fire. It's yes, ma'am.
We still do the kiss on the way out the door, kiss
Uh-huh.
on the way back,
Yes.
and then on his
Uh-huh.
way home, he calls and we talk all the way from his job to the home till he get home. So we
Mhm.
just, I guess, doing
Yeah,
us.
it's fire. Fire is definitely up.
Yeah.
Well, wonderful. I can tell.
Yay!
It's from you.
Yes, ma'am.
So let me ask you this. What would you tell couples that are watching about keeping the fire in their relationship, even if they're Christian and they love God? What would you tell them about how to keep the fire in your relationship? How do you stay connected?
I mean, even if you love God, you're still connected as one. You're
Yes.
as one. You gave those vows to still love each other.
Mhm.
So you still have to love. You have to, in spite of what's
Mhm.
going on, in spite of what your day has been, you still have to love the one that you're connected to. Because if that all fails, then you're going out to work and you're going out into the world
Mhm.
per se, and not having that comfort at home. So just
Mhm.
having that comfort at home, just keep the fire going. Date.
Mhm.
They just find that time. Even with
Definitely
the
date.
children, we would lay the kids down at a certain time because they had bedtime, and we would still find time for us.
Mhm.
So you have to make time
Mhm.
for yourselves. You have to
Mhm.
make time for to be able to get with each other, and if it's just to have conversation, we still, our kids think is mom and dad, we still hold hands, we still
Well,
walk and hold
wonderful.
hands and
Yes.
sit and hold
Uh-huh.
hands.
It's a must. Now, I will say, as far as the opening the car door, being a total gentleman,
Mhm.
I just started doing that because I watched this one young man do that for his wife.
Mhm.
Putting his wife up here as a queen as she is, and I
Mhm.
was like, you know what? That's one thing I'm slacking on. I'm not doing that.
Mm.
So now everywhere we go, because she wasn't used to it at first.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, what you doing?
Mhm.
Don't open that door. I'm coming around to get it.
Mhm.
So that was one of just, but
Mhm.
like the whole thing, just dating,
Mhm.
dating each other, and that's what I would definitely say.
Finding what each other need.
Mhm.
Right.
Because he may need something that I can give, and I have to cater to that. A lot of times women don't want to cater to their
Right.
man anymore, but if you're going to keep him and make sure that he's good, and he's
Mhm.
going to make sure you good once you're catering
Mhm.
to him. So that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Oh, catering.
Yes.
That's a foreign term in relationships these days,
Yes.
So, but you said something, Pastor Vereen, you just started opening the door for your
Yes.
wife. And, I want to say to our audience, they've been married 27 years.
Mm-hmm.
So even after 27 years, you still have to make changes and learn things that keeps your relationship spicy and keeps yourself connected to the person. So don't think because you've been married 27 or 30 years, you don't have to do anything. You still need to do those things that keep you connected. Let me ask you this. Do you still have to be sexy for him and do sexy stuff? I tell you, I like the...
Nope, not at all.
Since we've been together so... Since we've been together so long, no, it's not. I mean, by the time we get there, we there. So no, we don't have to do that anymore.
Oh, okay.
We're comfortable with each other. Like you said, I can just put my hair in a ponytail and he's fine with it. So no, it's not that, because we're at that place now that I mean, the spices still there, but we ain't got to do nothing saucy to make it any saucy. It's still there.
All right, not the saucy sauce. Well, wonderful. I'm just excited about your relationship, and I'm excited about seeing a relationship that's an example. Not a relationship that we have to think has been perfect from the beginning.
No, not at
but
all.
A relationship that we can say that has weathered some storms, a relationship that has been through some ugly stuff, but has endured and decided. You guys decided to stay together.
Yes.
You have to. I always say the woman, not, and I'm not, not because I'm pastor, I'm not going to the spiritual part of it, but as a woman, we hold the relationship. We hold to let the relationship go. We hold to keep the relationship. The more we put into it, the more we're going to get out. So if the husband want to go and you're ready to let it go, you're going to throw up your hands and let it go. And now it's over.
Wow. And I would say men, if they get to that point, then you're in trouble. Because like I said, I wouldn't be sitting here today. I wouldn't be saved today if it wasn't for her, her prayers. Now it's my choice. First off, it's still your choice. But when I thought it was just luck, it's no such thing.
Right.
So I know that it was her that kept us this relationship this far.
Wonderful. That's exciting. And that's information that you can take and you can use. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Ready, Set, Talk.
Real issues affecting real people in real life. Ready, Set, Talk. Real issues affecting real people in real life. Ready, Set, Talk. Come on and talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Let's all talk about it. 'Cause we're real people in real life. Ready, Set, Talk. Ooh.
Thank you for joining us this evening for Ready, Set, Talk, where we talk about real issues affecting real people in real life. It has absolutely been my pleasure to interview Pastor Vereens. They are a wonderful couple who have shared some of their most intimate things about their relationship. I think is information you can use. We look forward to you joining us next month, March 10th, when we talk about beginning again. Sometimes we have situations in life that cause us to sit back and we think we can't start over, but I want to encourage you that you can start over again. Stay tuned. Have a good night and God bless.
Real issues affecting real people in real life. Ready, Set, Talk. Real issues affecting real people in real life. Ready, Set, Talk. Come on and talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Let's all talk about it. 'Cause we're real people